Hello everybody, and today is April 18th, 2008. Welcome to Enjoy the Movies, where I now put in my 2 cents about movies. Now, a couple things that I've been poking around in my mind lately. I was thinking, in order to make this podcast or, vlog, whatever you want to call it, a little bit better, I actually think I need to find someone to draw me a logo and someone else, or maybe the same person if they're very skillful, to come up with some song. I've thought about taking portions of other songs before, but I'd kind of feel bad about reusing the same tidbit of song in order to, Anyway, for Enjoy the Movies, I think I'd like something catchy, no lyrics, and then as far as, the image really doesn't matter at this point. I'll pretty much take anything. So, needless to say, that's that. Now, a couple of the movies I want to talk about. One of them is an older movie. One of them is called The Cannonball Run, which I watched recently and haven't had a chance to review, but I have to review it because one of my roommates was like, he thinks it's a totally awesome movie, so I got to review it. Next one is TotallyBaked, which is this kind of documentary or mockumentary movie. Kind of. I'll explain it later, but I think that comes out next week. And then the last one is one that I saw in the movie theater last night, except it actually, opening night for it was today, because I saw the pre-screening. So sometimes when I work at Blockbuster, I get some pre-screen tickets. So that movie is called Forgetting Sarah Marshall. And then I think I want to have some re-review notes on Cloverfield that I want to mention now that I watched it on DVD. So, anyway, let's start with Cannonball Run. Now, this movie is an old 80s movie. Stars a lot of big people like Burt Reynolds, Roger Moore, Dean Martin, so Jackie Chan as Jackie Chan, which is ridiculous. So, pretty much the premise of the Cannonball Run is a race from one side of the country to the other. And there was some, record in 30 some odd hours. But this entire movie is a ridiculously crazy movie. Honestly, I liked it, but the quality of movie, especially because now if we're comparing to modern standards, it's an 80s movie, so it's very cheesy, very dumb and blatant, and honestly, it's not that well done a movie. However, it is hilarious, and you still have to watch it, especially if you like cheesy humor. So, or if you're a fan of just any 80s movie, Cannonball Run is a really good example of that. So, Cannonball Run, I'm going to say I enjoyed it a lot. I liked it, but overall as a movie, thumbs down. Maybe way back in the day it could have been a thumbs up, but now that I'm living in, the year 2008, which is almost 25 years after the movie's been made, I don't know if it's it's more than 25 years. So more than a quarter of a century after the movie's made, so standards aren't quite the same. Anyway, let's see. Next movie, TotallyBaked. Watched this movie last night, and I didn't know exactly where it was going, but pretty much the entire movie is just a random series of related skits that try to convince you that pot should be legalized, and that's pretty much it. I think it feeds into the whole, reefer madness type films and Half-Baked and stuff like that, except slightly different, but it actually has a few comedians talking about pot and a few expert, legal people or, people who've used pot and a few stories from them. So overall, this movie's just plain bad. I hated it. Thought it was very funny, though, so if you just want a quick laugh or you're a huge fan of pot, I guess, worst thing I do is drink alcohol, so I don't really care, but it's a movie. A lot of people talk about it, and I learned something new. There's something like 420 related. I'm not so sure. I learned something new. 420 is the day of everybody smoking pot, which is actually coming up, so I can kind of see why this movie is going to be coming out soonish, but it's not actually out yet. So, oh well. Anyway. So that's TotallyBaked. Thumbs down. Really bad. Just kind of amusing, but that's pretty much it. So, let's see. Now, the big movie I want to talk about today was actually Forgetting Sarah Marshall. I had no idea what this movie was going to be about, and I saw these, free ticket things at Blockbuster, because once in a while, like once every few months or a couple months, we get a couple of these to go see the pre-screening at a local theater, and we get to see it before it comes out. So it's usually a huge crowd because A, it's free, and B, if you can get your hands on a ticket, they like distribute them like everywhere. So like movie stores, radio stations, I'm sure like restaurants or certain other people can get access to them. But it's pretty cool. So Forgetting Sarah Marshall, I expected a straight up chick flick, and I didn't expect it to be that funny at all and very predictable and all that. But when I started watching it, well, there aren't that many big people in the movie, but it was such a crazy, ridiculously hilarious movie. So, let me just say, this movie is funny. When it comes out, you have to watch it. If you need something to watch in the theater, you can watch it now. If all else fails, wait 6 months, it'll come out on DVD, and you'll be fine. But this movie's hilarious. You have to watch this movie. If you like stuff like 40-Year-Old Virgin, Knocked Up, I feel that's in this similar vein, except with more like Superbad, like stupidity, or not stupidity, but like bluntness in it. So, what to say about this movie? There's a lot of scenes with male genitalia, maybe way too much for any guy's liking. But it's so funny. Like, I can't even describe. There's so much sexual innuendo. There's so much awkward situations dealing with like weird relationship type statuses. There's there are a lot of parts of satisfaction with how the story's going then, and then like there's how there's conflict, and it's just there's opposing but parallel story feels with various characters. I don't even know how to describe that, but it is just so well crafted as far as like jokes and laughs and pacing. And at first I thought that the main actor wasn't that great for like the first 10 minutes, but after that it was okay. It wasn't that bad because I figured that was his character. So, and I thought it was very cheesy in the first 10 minutes or so, and then it was much more cheesy after that. But if you like cheesy humor and lots of laughs, you should definitely watch this movie. So I greatly recommend Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Definitely have to watch that. Sorry, I couldn't say anything else with a little bit more substance, but I'm sure if I watch it again, ideas will pop into my head and I'll revisit it. So speaking about revisiting movies, just wanted to go over briefly a couple things about Cloverfield. Now, first time I saw Cloverfield was in the movie theater. I think the other review is floating somewhere on the internet. This one is, I watched Cloverfield again last night on DVD. It comes out next week, I think. But anyway, so watching it again, HD screen, surround sound, it's pretty good still. However, there's a couple issues that came up. There's a lot of weird logical issues, like I'm not supposed to tell you exactly what's going on, but I think you might have heard it from my other review anyway. But what ends up happening is there's a disaster that happens with a large monster, and pretty much the camera, the main perspective of the movie, is thrown around a lot. The camera should have been destroyed like 8 times during the entire movie. And there's certain parts where people just act stupid, and I don't think they should be acting that way. And crazy happenstance type stuff that just kind of defeats all probability. But needless to say, I still thought it was very well crafted, and I liked it still second time through. So still recommend Cloverfield. And that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully that helped. And if all else fails, yeah, there was really no movies that came out on DVD. So next week I think there's a couple of good ones at least coming out. Anyway, talk to you guys later. Enjoy the movies.